Number 206 in the Masters of Cinema collection is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, directed by Elia Kazan. This feels very much like a stage play. It follows the Nolan family. We have Katie, Johnny, Neely and Francie. Francie is the character we're going to spend a lot of time with. This kind of the oldest child, the young daughter, her relationship with her mother and father and brother, how she wants to get on and studying school and things like that. Well, the family really are struggling to make ends meet. As we meet our characters, you understand that Francie's very much into her books, into her learning, has a little bit of an imagination and loves to tell tales and loves to stick to her routine, and has a deep love for her father, who we see him coming home. She always comments on him being sick, which is code in their family for being drunk. So it's obvious that her father is a very fun, daydreaming, fancy-foot kind of fellow. He has all these wonderful tales. He's exciting, he's energetic and enigmatic, but ultimately he's a dreamer. He never really makes any of these promises come true, but Francie loves him because of the way he tells these tales and connects to his daughter and fills her head with all these dreams, which, like I said, probably aren't going to come true, but he's willing to do things for his daughter. At one moment she's kind of struggling with the school she's in, and he kind of takes her to a kind of richer part of town, and they concoct a story where she can maybe go to the school there. But he follows through on it, lies a little, makes sure his daughter gets into that school, but she excels there, doing really well because she's that way inclined, and it's something that he does for his daughter. But as much as he does for the family, as much fun as he is, he also takes a lot out of them as well. He's not as big a provider as he could be. He doesn't have a steady job and wage coming in that really can help them grab a solid footing in their lives. And you see that through the relationship with Katie and Johnny. He tries to bring her in like he does with Francie, with the daydreams and the tales of what could possibly happen, but she's heard it so many times that she's so jaded with it. We've got Neely, the young boy of the family, who's always treated like the kind of runt, who's always in the middle of things, wanting to do the fun things, but never quite gets there. And you have this idea of a family that's all going to have to work together to just survive. They may have to sacrifice their dreams and their hopes in order just to get food on the table, to make it to the next day, to make it to the next week, to continue to living. And it's a really kind of interesting movie that's not really much of a story but more of a feeling. It's a tale about a typical kind of family at that time, but there's one thing that kind of detracts a little bit from me, and that is the ending of the movie. Everything is very typical of these kind of stories. You have the idea of the family, and they're all engaging and enigmatic and fun, like I said. They're interesting takes, but the kind of crux comes from that ending, that rushed ending where everything seems to be tied up in a neat little bow. You know, everything's super rosy and happy, and that just doesn't feel quite realistic for this family. Now, don't get me wrong, I wanted that kind of ending. I wanted them all to be cheery and happy and everything to work out for them. But at the same time, it doesn't feel as if that's something that would actually happen. It doesn't feel realistic enough for me. And I know we're watching a movie that is entertainment. I feel as if there should have been a little tinge of everything not quite working out. And there is a large portion of that with a family member that vacates the story for one reason or another, but is ultimately replaced later on almost, and it just feels kind of not naturally flowing, but a little bit of Hollywood magic near the end of it. And part of the magic of this movie is, of course, the dialogue and the direction in this one, allowing the characters to shine, creating these wonderful, fully fledged characters who you all completely understand, whether it be the sister of Katie, who comes across and almost instantly, with very little shorthand, you understand their relationship and how they get on with one another and how they don't at certain points as well. And I think one of the greatest revelations for me is the story of Johnny, whom you have an idea of the character. You kind of get this warped thing that he's just a drinker, he's going out spending his money on that, telling these tall tales, living with his head in the clouds. And he is. But what you don't take into account is the effect that has on the people in his lives, and how they need that uplifting personality to really give them a sense of hope and direction and something to attain to. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn was really enjoyable, wonderfully shot, great acting, performances were on the point, some amazing kind of story elements as well, and just something that I really enjoyed. It really kind of took me away into a world of a place that I'd never experienced or know much about, and get to live in the lives of these characters, and it felt like I was prying at certain points. Great movie, just unsure a little bit about that ending. I'd love to know your thoughts on the film. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man B Film.